Any questions by any chance? Because I can see anything.
Not yet. I was having some technical difficulties. I think I've got them solved, at least in terms of YouTube and
Okay,
Facebook.
so we're good. So this product,
Yeah, we're good.
is
Okay.
by Tiffany Bickler. She started a GoFundMe in 2018 to start her brand.
Mhm.
She was in Skin Wars. She was one of the contestants. And then out of her GoFundMe is how she started her brand. In 2019, she's when she launched it. These are high pigmented. Sorry. Hold on.
Dogs, children, chaos.
Sorry.
Dogs and children are equal chaos, as always. Hey,
Yeah,
mom.
they just came to pick up some products, so she started barking at it. Sorry. Um, let's see where I was. You say is
So,
any questions there
so
or no?
not right now. Hey, Kim. Right now, just to kind of get everybody caught up on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, I'm Blake Cabin, owner of facepaint.com. This is Giovanna Guzman. She is talking about Color Body Cosmetics, right?
Body color cosmetics. Yeah.
But that's what I meant to say. Body Color Cosmetics. Um, and anyway, she's going to show off that, and so heat resistant. This is what. So this is heat. It doesn't sweat off the way face paint does. So anyway, so what? Let's see it in action.
Yeah, so this is waterproof paint. So these are
Mhm.
some of the colors, some neons and some regular colors. They have almost every color I think that she has there, especially the more vibrant ones. You know, my style is always vibrant. Also, you can cut your paints, which is sometimes easier, sometimes it's hard. And I make my own one strokes with it, and so my split.
Yeah.
Yeah, now my favorite technique is one stroke. So in the beginning, when I started using the colors, since they're all solid, it was very difficult for me, and I think for most face painters that are used to use one strokes or rainbow splits,
Mhm.
because is you get used to do that technique, and then going back, it was starting like from zero. It was really humbling to see those designs, because unless you were a good drawing person, your designs wouldn't come out that good. Besides the speed, you would slower. But now that I know I can cut the paint, it make it my life easier.
Mhm.
So these are all the colors I made, especially flower colors. I do a lot of roses and florals.
Uh-huh.
So I do a lot of designs that starts with white. Oh, for all my roses and things and something like
Okay.
this. The way that it's easier for me. And I do the same thing with the craze colors too. I cut my own. I had this little split also that I make. Um, the best way to use these products is you have to have I don't have the bottle, the original bottle, but they have
Can't
a
see it.
special activator. You cannot just activate it with water or alcohol like other products. You activate it with body color activator. You put it in a bottle, in a spray bottle, and you just spray your paints as usual. The best way to activate it is spray all your splits the night before, all your colors the night before, or early in the morning before you get. That way they start getting a little bit humid.
Mhm.
It'd be easier to load, because if you just go with a dry paint, because it gets hard when you haven't been using, let's say all winter I don't want to use it, and I'm just gonna use today my paint, it would be really hard as a rock. So to make it soft, I had to spray it the night before. I've been using these every weekend, so mine are pretty decent.
And how do you make
So
a couple questions about how you do make your splits with these paints? They are so sticky, says Karen.
yes, some colors, I guess because of the pigmentation or lack of it, they are they're very soft. And trust me, I had that issue. I waste a lot of product sometimes when it's too soft. I think the best thing is like stick a needle on your paint, and if you see it's coming like a mozzarella from a warm pizza, means it's not ready to pack. So you just have to make it.
Can we see it or no?
I don't know if I have one right now. Let me see. Hold on one second. So I'm gonna see. I have a white I've been trying to cut, and every time I stick at it, it's being difficult to it. So I'm letting it dry. What Tiffany suggests is to put it in the freezer for a few hours, or sometimes put it in the microwave for a minute or so to see if it hardens. Or if you had a dehydrator, you can do that. That didn't work for me, and sometimes I guess it's the pigmentation of the paint. Not all of them work that way. It's a few colors that I have found so far that I had that problem that can kind of. Also, when you have that issue, like this was my solution, like for the white, I just put a little bit because I couldn't cut the whole.
Move it back a little bit. It's a little too much. Okay.
I don't know.
There you go.
No, it's like up like this time. You can take it.
Oh.
Instead to be a full white because I couldn't cut enough paint. So like this will be a full one. Sorry, a full one, and this one was when I couldn't get enough paint, and I just put a piece of it. The good thing is the paint lasts a lot. So once you have it, I've been using this for 2 years now. So and it's been lasting, so it's good. I just made a 4th of July split. For next weekend and this weekend.
And so does it fill the entire container? It was sort of a little hard to see.
I mean, you can fill it out if you want to, but I haven't because, like I say, it's hard, and I wanted to make more colors. This is not regular size 1 stroke. This is the small container that I used to get in the container store. They don't sell it anymore, unfortunately.
Right.
And this is the splits that I make. And I just reuse the container where the paint comes because the paint comes in that size. I can't remember what is the grams. I think it's 30 grams on it.
Is the face paint safe for toddlers?
Yes. So they come in these containers. See, I already cut some. Also, a tip for you guys is once you start using it, your container is gonna get sticky, and it's gonna be hard to open it. So I will suggest to smear it with a little bit. Did you make it? Yeah. To put some baby oil around it to make it less sticky. Because sometimes, like I'm like fighting with the paint to be able to open it. It gets like that. Let me see. I have the white here. Looks like it's getting hard finally.
But you have to spray this stuff. You have to spray the activation thing on toddlers, and it's hard to remove. Why? Would you really use it on a toddler?
It's not hard to remove. You can use baby oil to remove it, which is very soft. Let's see. I'm gonna show you all the options you have to remove it, and it's very simple, honestly. You can use baby oil. You can use the Neutrogena makeup remover packages. You can use oil-free eye makeup remover, and you can use micellar water. Also, coconut oil and the scent activator. Most people has baby oil at home, so that make it easier. Or coconut oil, that's the most useful things in case the moms don't do makeup, and they don't have makeup remover. So baby oil is suitable and cheaper too. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get a bottle for $1.20.
And how do you store these paints?
Just like any other paint, I just keep it at home, and I don't leave it in the car, and none of the other ones either, because I put the magnets with the glue gun, so when it gets hot, they start peeling off. But I will suggest to just keep it at home, on room temperature, not too hot, not too cold.
Exactly. Gotcha. Okay.
Are
we going to see a design of this wonderful paint?
I will. I just want to explain you more because it's not the same than the other paints. So I want to give you some insight of it. Like more information.
Sure.
The benefits of this is you can obviously use it in pools, you can use it in water slides, swing meetings, not Christmas, sorry, Halloween, or any other event that you want, the paint to last. Like here in Texas, it's super hot. We get to the 109 degrees sometimes. So this is perfect for hot weather.
Mhm.
And people don't see it as a waste of money when they hire us as face painters, because your regular paint sooner, they start sweating, they do this and the paint is gone, or they
Uh-huh.
start sweating, they look like a zombies, or they jump in the pool when the paint is gone. So this is a good solution for us to stay in business during summer, which up north most people stay is their busiest time. For us, it's our slowest time,
Mhm.
and it has been slower for us for the past years, and now finally it's getting busier because of the paint that we can offer. Also, you have the Pro Air, that's another option.
Yeah.
They have the dips and the hybrids that you can mix and create also beautiful designs. For me, it's a little bit harder because what I saying was, my use of one strokes, for me, it's easier to do that. But that's another option, also
Sure.
the powder.
But that isn't pro air. You need sort of airbrushing stuff, right?
You can do also with brushes, with paintbrush. You don't have to
Okay.
necessarily use with the airbrush, but it's another technique that you have to use, like kind of using acrylics, that you have to like do dots, or create your own one strokes, but you have to, it's even longer process than this, because you have to like
You have to create
create
a
a line,
palette like you're doing art
let
in
it
the 19th
dry,
century. Yeah.
then wait until put the pink, let it dry, then add the magenta until you get, from light to dark. So it is the longest process for that.
Were
And
the shimmer powders you showed us before the two blue ones? Was that right?
yeah,
Oh, okay, great.
what
And then
Elisa Griffith powders.
oh, okay. And
Yeah.
then how long does it take to dry after you paint on the face?
It's pretty quick. I mean, it depends how much product you put. If you saturate, it's gonna be a little bit more wet, but it usually dries pretty quick.
Okay.
I do a lot of roses, and I don't have to wait, I think, as long as the regular paint is about the same. So it dries pretty quick. Also, if I wanted to stay glittery, I spray glitter on it. Also, if you wanted to set it and help you, you can use the setting powder. I put it on a spray. Some people has it in a round
Setting
container.
powder or you use like Maron, whatever that thing is.
No, this is setting powder, like
Okay.
for regular makeup, setting powder, and I put a little bit of fairy dust, which is like a powder but glittery,
Uh-huh.
sparkly glitter. And this is just glitter, regular glitter.
Okay.
That's usually what I bring to activate the paint. You can use these. This is another tip. I use these for these kind of cakes, but if I had to do just one stroke to activate, my little one strokes, I feel like
Uh-huh.
if I spray it, I waste the products. So what I do is I put a little bit of the product in this container, and I just dip my brush, like if I was a regular water, but I put it on the product. All they
Okay.
say BT, I label them so I know which one is what, because everything is clear.
Right.
So I know this one says 99% alcohol. You can clean your brushes with alcohol also.
Okay. That was another question that was coming up. Does it clean off brushes okay? You have to clean it off with alcohol?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also leave it on, I mean, if you want to, but and then spray alcohol on top to, sanitize it, but you can leave it, the paint on. This one is clean, but it still has, already has the color. These are kabuki brushes, which is easier to use for solid colors. If I'm gonna do a tiger, I just do the muzzle with the kabuki brush.
Uh-huh.
Then I will do the rest of the face with a sponge. You know, like these will be my options to do it. So I will just spray these, load it, and do the rest of my tiger. But the white part, I will do it with the kabuki brush. Um,
Awesome. And does the skin have to be totally dry before you start to paint on it, or will it paint on sweaty skin?
It's also better to be clean of oils, like sunblock or things like that. Just have a wipe your paper towel close to your kid so you can give him some to clean up. Uh, Also, the removing instructions I have it here in the board. So every parent, I tell them to take a picture. Also, when the mom hire me, I try to send the picture to uh, my clients so that she can have it in case somebody asks them. Because a
Right.
lot of people don't know about this product. It's pretty new for the clients. It's not that popular yet. We're getting there. Uh, so they don't know how to remove it, or some, like, some of the people that probably is asking question how to remove it. That's the first thing they ask me when they see the videos. The kid get jump in the pool and they come out with
Okay.
the pool
Hey,
crying, and
Amanda.
they're like, I'm gonna remove these, and it's very simple. Like I said, it's just baby oil. You rub it around and wipe it off. It comes off.
Okay. And
But
where'd you get the cute spray bottle?
sorry,
Where'd you get that spray bottle that you were showing earlier?
that one. I don't
Hmm.
know. You can get any like Dollar Tree, Walmart.
All of them. Okay. And then
Yeah.
where'd you get the brushes? Two people asked about the brushes.
Kabuki brushes you get in Amazon. You just put mini kabuki brush, and you just get it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Any makeup store, I'm sure they will have it too, but I got it in Amazon. And then
Okay.
my regular brushes,
Oh, oh, there you go.
yeah, I just have my regular brushes that I use for the one strokes.
Uh-huh.
You can use those. But like I said, for the solids, I just prefer to have one per color. Don't use the glitter cream for these because the creamy consistency is oily, so it will remove the paint. So you just want to use your gel base glitter.
Uh-huh. And Bella asks, I want to add waterproof paint to my services. What do you suggest for a starter kit, please?
Um, I will say start with your basic colors, like white, black, red, yellow, blue, and maybe buy a couple one strokes. Then let's see, neons. We'll get an orange one and the bright yellow
Okay.
and these orange ones. I will start with those if you don't want to invest. It's a big investment. Um, I'm making these small palettes for my team. That way they don't have to spend that much money. So they'll get this palette with all the colors in it. So they don't have to spend, because this is really, since it's all new, you have to spend a lot to create your own new kit. But if you start small, then you can invest every summer, or every weekend that you get a event, you start investing little by little. That's how it started. I bought the first kit that Tiffany had, and it was pretty much the basic colors and a few other. And then I've been building every year since then.
Okay. Couple
But I
questions.
don't want to
Uh,
trust myself because I'm very particular at how vibrant I like my designs.
uh-huh.
So that's what I make my own.
How do you clean sponges with this?
Alcohol, I spray alcohol and then I rub it in paper towel and it
Okay.
comes off.
And
Yeah.
do you keep the sponges for this face paint or the brushes separate from brushes that you use with normal face paint?
I do. You don't have to, but I do because I just want to have one for something, don't worry. Also, if you don't have time, you don't have to clean it. You can leave it there because you can put alcohol, it will clean up, and you just reactivate the paint again. If I just leave these with product, I can just put the VCC liquid again, and it will activate the
Hey,
paint
Zuri.
if I have it left in here. But if you have too much product, the sponge will be hard. So you just have to activate it first.
Okay.
And if you don't wash your brushes, they're gonna be really hard. So if you don't clean them right away, just make sure you have it in a brush holder because if they crumble, they're gonna ruin your bristles.
Hmm.
So you either clean it or have them protected that way they stay and keep the original form.
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
so this is you can stay busy during the summer or pool parties, you don't, this doesn't burn your eyes. You can even like outline here inside your eyes, your eyeliner, and it won't hurt you either. Also doesn't need electricity. So it has a few benefits that other products don't have. Like I was saying, is to remove it, you use baby oil, coconut oil, mineral oil, waterproof
uh-huh.
makeup remover, or the 99% alcohol. It's It's hard to find the 99%. You have to order online, but Walmart has the 91%, and that's good enough. 70% won't do anything.
Okay.
Let's see what else. So I was explaining to activate it, you try to spray it.
There's another question. So the setting powder makes it waterproof? I'm sorry, I didn't understand. It says
No, the
Fatima.
setting powder helps it to sit even longer.
Okay. Okay. So it's waterproof either way.
Yes, it's proof either way. Yes, for me to make it, help it to set it more, or they're going to a party like it's Halloween and they're gonna sweat a lot, it helps a little bit more for it. But it's not necessary. It's just like a backup extra.
Okay. Okay. Do you have your sign? Can I mix? What do you have in your sign? Can you hold up your sign again? A lot of questions coming in.
This one is the long version, but then I have one is just like use baby oil and makeup remover to remove it.
Okay.
But this one has more options, in case they don't have one, they have other. I know you at least will have one of these products at home. And if no, you want to go the extra mile, you can give this to each client. It's just more things you add, it will increase your cost. So either you're gonna have to charge more or your profit is gonna be lower. Since this is a new product or service for us that is still building up, I don't want to raise the price that much, so I can keep stay busy. So I try just to tell them what to use, so I don't have to charge them that much more. I can add $20 more to the service, because the activator, I cannot just use regular water. I have to buy activator every time I run out. But I don't want to charge for, printing cards with the information, for these. So everything's going to add up to the price. So to avoid that, I just do that. Also, because this product is different than your usual, you want to maybe limit your options for your designs. Maybe offer 10 designs that you're good at it, that you have those colors for it. Like, don't offer any colors that you don't have if you put pictures. Usually I use a board design, and for these, when I started, I did actually a picture board with solid colors, most of it, because I didn't have that many one strokes. Only I did pictures with the one strokes of the colors I have. Now I can offer more, but if you have a limited colors palette, I will just put designs with those colors. Like if you have a red, and you put a Spider-Man and things like that. You have blue and white, then you can offer frozen. So just try to limit the way people, they don't want to ask you for things that you don't have. Just in this case, and you don't have to put pictures, you can do a word board. So that's what it has helped me, to.
Sure. No, that makes total sense. There's requests for demos. How do you avoid contamination between clients if you're not cleaning the brush after each phase?
Oh, you can, because you can have a container where you put your 99 or 91% alcohol.
Right. Okay. So you just dip it in alcohol, and that's how you do it. I see.
The rinse it, like this is my rinse it, and I even put a little rubber on the bottom with texture, so it can help me clean up quicker.
Okay.
And you want to keep it closed, because since it's high percentage of alcohol, it evaporates quicker.
Okay.
So you cannot just leave it open. Make sure you have it closed. There's some like paint cups that it has a little lid that you just open and close it, like, be easier too. Also bring the glitter, like I said, you put the paint and then put the glitter right on top of it. While it's wet, it stays on it. It looks like glitter tattoo. So you can do glitter designs, actually. Like you can do just teardrops and put the glitter right on top, and it will stay. Then you can dust it off with a big brush. It will look really pretty.
What the brand is obviously Body Color Cosmetics, and I think I put the link to the site. I always advertise as water resistant, not waterproof. That's correct. It is not waterproof. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It's water resistant. It'll come off eventually. So that's correct. Now there's a concern from Stefani. Using old paint on a brush or sponge doesn't sound good.
Using what, sorry?
Old paint on a brush. I mean, but you clear off the paint with the alcohol, right?
Yeah, you clean it with alcohol. That's what I said. You have to have your 99% to spray it up after every use. And also you can have it a container where you can like switch your brush. It depends because this is different than this one. So there's different
Right.
ways to clean. This one I spray it and then I wipe it in the paper towel
Right.
with 99% alcohol. And this
Uh-huh.
one I do the same, but I can just use the other stuff to clean it up. And you
Okay.
can clean it with 99% alcohol, micellar water, coconut oil, or oil free. I make up remove it also.
And if you guys couldn't see that sign because it was a little blurry, I would just contact Gio on Facebook and she'll get it to you.
Yeah, on the website for body color cosmetic, she has there where how to remove it. So what I did is like copy paste it and just add a couple things to make it mine, but you can just literally do the same thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Instructions.
Okay, so next question. Actually, we should probably get to a demo because we're about halfway through this lesson.
Okay.
And how much do you charge for waterproof face painting?
It depends on your because I'm in a different area, but I will say I will add $20 to $30 more than your usual rate.
Okay. And can you use a stencil with it?
Yeah, you can stencil with it. I have my little finger dabber and also have the little smoothie blenders. You can
Okay.
stencil with it. I like to make it look soft, so I usually try to use powders instead of the paint. But I do both. Depending on the design. Yeah, you can do either one.
Okay. And it's I would like to so Kim asks, I would think about you using this slows you down with your faces because of the cleanup of the brushes and sponges as you paint, correct?
But you just spray it and put it away because unless you're painting the same kit and everybody the same colors, it will slow you down until it dries. But if you spray it and let it sit, it will clean. It will disinfect your brushes.
Okay. So you just keep rotating the brushes.
Yeah, you just keep rotating them because everybody doesn't ask. One comes and say, "Oh, I want a unicorn." The next one is Minecraft creeper. The next one is a tiger. So all of them are gonna use different colors, different brush.
Okay.
Do you have the alcohol
Oh,
list here?
okay. So let's and next question was Stefani. Correction on that other question. She said she leave the paint on a sponge and then can reactivate days later. That's what I was referring to. But you can do that, right?
Yeah, you can. You can, like I said, you can spray the alcohol to, sanitize it, but then next day you can just use the BCC and activate it again.
So you could still do 3 to 5 minute faces with this?
Yeah, definitely. In the beginning, it's gonna be slower because it's a new product and you're not used to it. But once you get the hang of it, it's the same. Like
Okay.
mine in the beginning was slower, just like when I come back from COVID, I was a slower face painter. But then, I pick up the speed again. And now, like I said, since I make my one strokes, it's the same thing for me. Just make sure you don't have any water next to you, the way you don't confuse and activate it with water. That's what I have two kits completely
Can you
different.
mix this with water-based paint? Like
No, I don't. I offer one or the other,
okay.
and I don't mix it. And if I would have both, I would have two kits separate, which I did that before. If they bring me like little kids and like babies or not babies, but little kids that they know, or kids that say, "Oh, I'm gonna get in the water," then it's no point to put waterproof. It's like, okay, you're not getting in the water, you need it. So I have both.
Okay, so let's see this face paint in action.
Here, maybe, yeah. No, let me just figure that out. Yeah. I don't know, but I just don't know how to get it. Can you hold it with your other arm?
Technical difficulties.
Can you see his arm?
I can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's do
just pay actually maybe move his arm a little bit back. Right there. Good.
Okay. Put it, yeah, that way.
And how do you use a sponge for multiple clients? I've always been told that it was a new sponge per client. But you just spray it with alcohol, right?
Right, you spray with alcohol to disinfect it. I mean, you can have multiple sponges if you want, but if not, you can just spray alcohol and have it, different. I mean, you at least can have maybe 2 per color, and then while one is, sanitizing, you can use the other one, and so per color, not per.
Okay. Okay. Peggy says, love your work. Can you demonstrate teardrops using the water-resistant makeup? I'm having trouble getting thick to thin line work with this makeup.
Maybe you need a good brush.
Well, maybe she needs instruction from Gio.
Tiffany also has a good brush line for it. I'm gonna do a rose on him already. Dip my brush in BCC liquid.
But could you show a teardrop, please?
Yeah, I will. Let me do the design first. Maybe I just will do some.
Okay.
Let's see. On my way. So he's gonna do an arm design.
Okay.
And while the paint is wet, you can just add glitter. And once you get in the water, it will stay. The only glitter that comes off is the chunky glitter, but usually this one stays there pretty long.
Yes, Kim, she made all her 1 strokes herself. Yeah.
And make sure, like I said, you want to put oil around all your containers, all around the lids, because it will stick. And if you don't use it as often, by next time you have to use it, it's going to be really difficult. I promise you. You're going to thank me if you do that. My last couple events, I've been bringing my son to record me, so he's been helping me opening. So then I realized, I better put some oil when I'm not with him, because it's really hard and it takes time, It will take me more time to open the paint than paint somebody sometimes.
How come?
I guess the consistency of the paint makes it sticky. And if you haven't used it in a while or something, it will be worse.
So then what do you do?
You put oil around it, like all this, sorry, all around here, you put baby oil, and around here in your container, you do it. Instead, like to clean it like you usually do your kid at the end of, the day. Instead
So
to
when
do
you
that,
load the brushes, do you have to spray it the activation liquid beforehand, or what do you do?
Yeah, you had to activate it first. This is the activator, and you activate it first. But the night before, you should also activate your paints. That way they stay soft. If not, it's gonna be harder to activate.
Gotcha.
And it will take you longer. But if you use it constantly, you don't have to do that every night. But if you
Hopefully
do
that
like
did what you need,
once a month, yeah, the night before you want to activate it.
Now, what do you do if it's too hot or windy to keep the brush to avoid it being too dry?
The brush is gonna dry regardless. I mean, you just have to keep activating it.
Okay.
Yeah, just like the other paint. I mean, you don't want to keep the paint wet forever or the brush wet forever. but you can activate it every time, you know. And the other paints is water, with this one is the activator. So while this is wet, the blue, I'm gonna grab a Q-tip and put some blue glitter on it.
Okay. Cheryl asked, do you cap your face paint containers on the job while you're painting to keep the primer from evaporating?
I always keep my lids on in any paint, but that's me because I don't like to get dust or anything on it. I mean, you can treat it just like your regular paint, but for me, like I say, every time, no matter what paint it is, I usually try to keep the lid on.
Okay.
But you can leave it open. I mean, like I said, if you like painting the whole time, you can leave it open. And you don't have to do this glitter step. I just doing it so I can show you how the glitter will stick to it.
Can you dip your brush in the activator, then take it over the paint, or is spraying the paint the only option?
Say it again.
Can you dip your brush into the activator, then take it over the paint, or is spraying the paint the only option?
Yeah, I dip it here.
Okay, you can dip it. You can do it either one. Can you show us dipping activation, please?
I just did.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Maybe I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I just have my container and I put the brush inside, make sure
Got
it's
it.
all wet, and then I did it on my paint. Yeah, that's what I was explaining at the beginning. These, I spray it for me. I use it for the big splits. But when I'm gonna do one strokes, I use the dip, like to dip it in the container, and I put it, to my paint. Because this is too little, I feel the activator sprays everywhere and I waste product.
It's Body Color Cosmetics that we're demoing. Claudia says, I like to speed paint. So is this product more time consuming? And if so, do you indicate on your contract for less kids for a 2-hour party or not? When I use Pro Air dips and palettes, it's always slower.
Because it's a new product, you're gonna be slower. On anything that you start new, you're gonna be slower until you get the thing down. Yeah, and depends what designs you offer. I will start with smaller designs that you can produce usually in 1 minute. With the other paint, this one maybe take you 3 minutes now. So I will just do like, one eye design, rainbows, double dip flowers, things that you're fast usually at it. I will do it here offering as a regular design. That's what I said. Maybe it's good to put a word board instead of picture board until you're gonna produce those designs.
Okay.
And I did the pictures because I know people see my pictures on my website, on my social media, and they're gonna expect the same. And I know I won't be able to offer the same at that point. So I had to show them different pictures. So they're like, okay, it looks like the picture, don't use also your best pictures, use the ones that you're gonna be able to produce better than the picture.
Okay. And what glitter are you using?
Just any fine cosmetic glitter.
Okay.
I just like to put it in small containers because I don't like to carry big stuff. I always try to minimize my kit.
Okay.
But you can use the same glitter that you use for the other regular paint.
How where you can't find there's no split cakes of this. So
Yeah,
the only
split cakes.
You could create your own split cakes, but no one can buy split cakes, correct?
Yeah, you can buy it. She has some.
Okay, she has them. Great. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, she has some split cakes. I just like my own colors. That's why I use mine. But yeah, you can buy it from her.
Yeah, okay. Body Color Cosmetics. I paint so many spider designs. How close do you get to an eye area with this makeup?
You can get as close to go inside the eye, and it was fine. I saw Tiffany doing a live video, and she just painted her eyeliner, and I was surprised. She was just fine.
Okay. Well, there's the answer.
I haven't felt, but you can do it
Okay.
if you. I mean, it's doable.
Okay. The ones that you just showed now are beautiful, says Berenice. Can you use baby oil to activate it?
No.
No. Okay, just no.
You can only use the activator for the product. You cannot use nothing else so far that I know.
Uh-huh.
It's the only thing you can use. So make sure once you start doing this, you stock up on that because sometimes she's out of stock. So
Right.
just make sure you have it in case you run out. It's like, oh, she don't have it. What are you gonna do? I don't think we have any other options right now so far, but this product is fairly new. So maybe in the future,
Well, it came out in 2019, right? So it's not that new.
yeah, I mean, and that time was COVID season, so we didn't get to play.
Nobody used it for a while, I grant you.
Yeah,
That was a very helpful answer.
it was overwhelming, honestly. At the beginning, I was like, forget this. But then, like I said, for me, was having to use the solid colors was my turn off. But once I figured out I can do my own one strokes, I was like, yay, we're back in business.
Doesn't this cost, Schminkerbell says, doesn't this cost an enormous amount? The activator from Prozade or whatever this kind of solids can really cost a fortune here in Europe.
At the beginning, yeah, because you had to buy a whole kit. I will suggest maybe pair with another face painter or three, and you can split, the colors because it's really big, and you can, like if each one has a little piece of it, will be enough, honestly, because you're not gonna be that busy that you're gonna run out in
Right.
one summer or in 1 year.
Is the mixing liquid the same as the activator?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And Cheryl asked, the Prisma box has split cakes, but it's $289. It has a couple of brushes and an activator. Oof.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
when I
not.
said it can be pricey to start. I will start with, basic colors and maybe buy two one strokes
Uh-huh.
and start from that. But I mean, it depends on your budget, but that will be me. I will start with basic colors and then go from there.
I'm with you. Okay. Um,
Because this is not something like the other face. I mean, you already face paint regularly. This is not something that people's gonna jump on it right away
uh-huh.
because they don't know. You have to educate them like now, right? People's worry about, oh, it's gonna get in the eye. How I'm gonna remove it? It's easy, but they don't know until you explain them. So once you start, your advertising, make sure easy to remove with baby oil, coconut oil, and stuff like that. That way people know that. And it's the first thing the customers ask me too when they message me and say, oh, I saw you have waterproof paint. How hard is it gonna be to remove? I say, oh, it's gonna be baby oil. Make, oh, that's fine. We have
Right.
that. And, like I said, you can even the auction that provide these little packages for, I don't know, extra $20 more or something, or not.
Okay.
It's up to you how you want to provide it. I have a client where she asked me, what I need to remove it, and I say baby oil, or I give her the options, and she had a basket of these oils and a basket of these. She provided that with her guests.
Okay.
And at the end, like people wasn't even using it. So she said, you can take all the bottles of oil. So she gave me a bunch of these. And she said, I'll keep those because she can use it for her makeup. But she gave me all those oil bottles. So I use those to clean my lids, like I was saying, because they get sticky. Mine are easy now, but because of, summer just started, I wasn't using it before and it was so hard in the beginning. I'm gonna put glitter on it just for you guys to see it, but in the water, this will come off. Also I suggest not to put that much chunky glitter, especially if it's a pool party, because you don't want to clog the pool's filters, and then they will see you. So just put very little just to give it a touch of glitter. You don't want to overpower your design.
Right. Question from Cheryl. Can she tell us about the Ravebox she has there? It contains UV and it applies more translucent. How do we make it apply bolder?
I'm sorry.
So the Ravebox that you have there,
Mm-hmm.
it contains UV and it applies more translucent. right? How do
Some
you
of them,
make it apply
some,
bolder?
yeah, some of them are more translucent than others. To make it more opaque, you mix it with regular colors.
Okay.
Yeah, and you do that the same thing with the other paints too. If I want to make it more opaque, I always mix like regular, let's say regular white with neon white, or neon blue with regular blue, and you do exactly the same thing.
Okay. Fair enough.
This is not, and everything else besides the activation is gonna work exactly the same than your regular paint. The only difference here is that you had to activate it with that special liquid mix or activator, however you want to call it, from BCC. Is the only difference.
Okay.
But everything else is the same, and of course the removal. You know, you can remove it with soap and water. The longest it stay, like they're in the pool for 3 hours, and they start rubbing it or rubbing it, it will be easier to remove also. But if you don't mess with it, you can have it for almost a week.
There are, let's see, shop water-based 200 bagel cakes. There's something called Prisma Pride water cakes. Those are there. Stefani,
The Prisma is the one
if you go
that
under the shop under her website. After not using the body color cosmetics for a few months, I find white dots in the color. What do you do?
I haven't seen any white dots, but you can ask Tiffany, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, contact Tiffany for that one because I don't know either.
Yeah, what is those white dots? Probably pigments that are separating or something, but I don't have any white
Okay.
dots on mine that I've seen. So then sure she will, you know, because she keeps creating new colors also, so, and she is part of the pigments, and sometimes they separate until she figured out the right combination. But we're gonna make sure it's all dry. And you know, it's dry when it's not shiny anymore. So like the white is still shiny means it's not dry yet.
Okay.
Um, Also, it depends how much paint you put. You know, try not to put too much paint.
Right.
Also, one other suggestion is to have a little fan next to you. You know, you just have to play with the paint until you figure out, you know, how it works, what it works best for you. Because at the beginning of this for me was completely different than what I do now. I hate it first because it was solid. Then I hate it because I couldn't paint as good as I used to.
Right.
But now I love it. It's good, you know.
Okay.
And now we're gonna take it to the sink so
How
you can.
often do you replace the activator liquid?
Mine has last so far. I have it for a year, and I had lasted. My first one actually spilled all over my car, so last one day. But the activator is about this big. You know, the size of the bottle is about this big, and it depends. You know how long it lasts because it's not that one. It's what I'm showing the brand. About, yeah, 4 or 5 ounces, I think it is. I think it's
Okay.
4 the that she sells. But it depends how busy you are. You know, like if you're gonna work 3 gigs, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then maybe you use more. Also, how good at it, you know, you spray everything and waste it. Because in the beginning, I was spraying everything, and I feel like I was wasting paint. But now I figured out that if I dip it, I save some.
Okay. Fair enough.
Some. So
Do you know if there's any other UK retailers selling this? No, I don't think so. I think you can only buy it from Tiffany's site,
you can get from
bodycolorcosmetics.com.
Tiffany right now. She's the only person who sell it, which is the you know, the owner of the paint. I don't think anybody has it on retail yet.
No. I just asked her actually. She said no, she doesn't have enough stock, and she's going to let everybody know when she wants to start selling it. Have you tried the glow in the dark paint? How well does it glow in the dark without black lights, etc.?
I had tried at home. I haven't had any neon party, you know, with these paints. Because like I said, most of them are outdoors in pools, so I had nothing dark to show 'em. But I know I put a black light on, and it brights. It's really bright. It's really pretty.
Okay. Um, Michelle asks, what are the waterproof paints we can purchase? I'm not knowledgeable. Well, there's this one, obviously Watercolor Cosmetics that we're talking about today. There's Pro Airs, which I think we sell on facepaint.com. And then there's a couple other alcohol activated paints out there. I think it's Mountain High Cosmetics or something like that. It also sells another one. Do you know of the other ones, Gio?
No, only those. And I know, the powders that if you put the primer under, they last longer too.
So you can use
But
Maron powders, and you can use the Maron sealer or Ben Nye sealer. That'll help as well.
Yeah, help too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the strongest one is the Pro Air and this, and you cannot mix them because you have to give them two different instructions how to clean it. This one you have to clean it with oily based products, and Pro Air you use either alcohol based or soap. Soap first, you rub it, and then you do the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, so we're gonna put it through the water. We're gonna let it run in the water.
Okay,
so you guys
sure.
can stay.
Yeah, we only got about 6 minutes left, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show them how it works in the water.
Okay, fair enough. So here it is, underwater. Although we can't see it right now, by the way.
You can see it?
No, not at all. No, we're missing. We're just seeing the upper arm. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's what we can see.
It stays, and if you can see even closer, it's still the glitter there. See the glitter?
Yep.
See what I was saying? The blue got really stick to the paint. So
Right.
it looks like a glitter tattoo. Even the white one I did.
Okay.
So that's it. I hope you
Okay.
guys learned a lot. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Definitely contact Gio if you have any follow-up questions. She is an expert, as is Tiffany, so you can always ask her as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much for doing this, Gio. We'll have Gio back next February. And on July 5th, we're going to have the great Matteo Arfanetti doing a zombie design. And that will be exciting. And after that, we will have Jacqueline Howe on the following Tuesday doing patriotic designs just after July 5th. But, patriotism never goes out of style. So, okay. Thank you very much, Gio. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope this was a fun and productive time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of July.